congratulations on winning the SmackDown Women's Championship, and your Hell in a Cell match with Bayley was so well received. Given how big the build was, were you two ultimately happy with how it all played out?
I am extremely happy with the Hell in a Cell match. Bayley is absolutely my favorite opponent of all time, and it went just exactly how I wanted. It's kind of crazy that me and Bayley haven't had a pay-per-view match against each other one-on-one in 5 years. So to have that Hell in a Cell with her was incredible. I love that match. I love the outcome of the match. And I cannot believe that I'm the SmackDown Women's Champion, and now I'm a Grand Slam champion within the WWE. It's extremely incredible.
Yeah, it had been a while since we saw you and Bayley have a one-on-one match, but given your previous matches, how do you think this one ranks in the Sasha Bayley saga?
I don't like to rank my matches. I think all of them are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is another classic that you can watch in the future on the WWE Network, or for any new fan watching, especially women. I think it's so cool to see women do it better than the guys. You know, for my match to be so well received, to say that I had the match of the night, which I try to have every single week, by the way. It's just incredible to be a part of this women's evolution, where just nonstop fans talk about the women and how incredible that we do.
It feels like, especially since the pandemic, everything has been about Sasha and Bayley, and that's all people have been talking about. How much input did you and Bayley have in this entire storyline and how it played out?
I've had input in my whole career. Everything I've ever wanted, I've manifested. So this whole storyline with Bayley, it took a long time coming. And there was times in the past where we saw it like not, come out to play and then come into play and then stop and go. But the long run, we really had to have the fans develop seeing this long friendship, which you don't really get to see in the WWE very too often. You get to see, a couple weeks of a storyline here, a couple months there. But this is a long time coming from, 5 years of this journey of this friendship growing. And then Bayley turning on me for all the help that I've done for her career and didn't get anything to thank. So thank you, Bayley, for me becoming the SmackDown Women's Champion. I appreciate everything that you did for me. But it's been a long time coming, and it's been everything that I've ever wanted. So everything I manifested has come, into fruition.
Oh, I know we've had the women's evolution, and there's been such a bigger focus put on women's matches in recent years. But with how your storyline with Bayley was, with how long it was, and how invested everyone was, would you say it's kind of a pinnacle point in storytelling as far as female wrestlers go?
Well, for me, I got really inspired from Trish Stratus and Mickie James. They had a year-long storyline, and when I was watching as a teenager, that's what I wanted growing up. I wanted a year-long story where you just were on the ride the whole time. You were never going to get off this roller coaster. So for us, it's kind of like almost a revamp of that, besides, myself and Charlotte as well. Mm-hmm. But it's really cool to see just the investment and time WWE has given to not only myself and Bayley, but within all of the women in WWE. Just every single week, from Friday Night SmackDown to NXT to Monday Night Raw, it's just been nonstop of this incredible momentum of women just taking over the company.
Yeah, absolutely. Given how Bayley started and how you started with your characters, were you surprised by how well Bayley has taken to being this heel character?
No, I'm not surprised at all. This is her in real life. And I would know this because I've traveled with her for the past 8 years. It's finally time for fans to see the true Bayley. She's not a hugger. She hated hugging you guys this whole time. She doesn't like high five. She's been lying to you. But she's been knocking this out of the park. She is such an incredible talent. And just to see her, kind of stand back as a fan and watching her grow as this heel wrestler, it's just been so amazing. She has been killing the game. And it's so fun to watch. Her catchphrases alone, just hello, ding dong, it's just been incredible to see.
Is this feud something you'd like to see continue? And ultimately, is a WrestleMania match what you want, or is that not as important to you?
For me, I just want to have, just the most fun time that I can within WWE, whether that's Bayley at WrestleMania, whether that's Liv Morgan, whether that's Ruby Riott. It could be anybody. But of course, to main event WrestleMania is still one of my biggest dreams, and to do that with Bayley would be an ultimately dream come true. But whatever WWE wants to put in front of me, I am going to overcome, and just climb that mountain to be the very best.
So this storyline did take place without live fans in attendance, and without having the live fans, has that taught you anything about yourself as a wrestler and how to connect more with the viewers watching at home?
Not really. I've been wrestling without fans before I even got signed with WWE. So it's just something that I just love. It's been really, really different, and actually kind of hard to kind of like take in that we don't have that live audience in the arena besides the Thunderdome, of having thousands of different fans every single week. I miss that energy, but I get a little taste with the Thunderdome, but it's definitely not the same. So I cannot wait for the time for us to come back to traveling again and having fans in the arena. But until then, I've had such a good time, kind of almost going back to the basics of just really listening to myself rather than listening to the fans. And as you can tell in my work, I'm the best, I'm the greatest. I don't have to listen to the fans to take, where I want to go with my matches. I just follow my heart, and, I just try to give the best for you guys.
And now, outside of WWE, you've joined the Star Wars universe with your role in The Mandalorian. Firstly, how did you land such a huge role?
Because I'm amazing. That's why. There's not much that I can speak upon The Mandalorian because Disney is super, super strict. But once my episode comes out, I can talk more about it. But you can watch it every Friday on Disney Plus, and I am just beyond extreme blessed. I cannot believe that I am in two of the biggest universes in the whole world within WWE and the Star Wars Galaxy universe. I'm just like so in shock. I can't believe it.
Did the experience of filming it, has that made you want to act more?
I act every single week on Friday Night SmackDown. So I love acting, I love performing, and I love entertaining. So whatever that takes me that's where I want to be.
Earlier, it seemed like when you and Bayley were together, you were kind of teasing a match with Trish and Lita. Who would be the legend opponent that you'd like to take on one-on-one?
If I can choose a guy, it would have to be Rey Mysterio. Just because, oh my gosh, he is incredible, such a legend. He inspires me every time I see him. I just cannot believe his incredible, amazing career, and just how amazing he is backstage as well. He inspires me so much. But that would be a dream match for me. If I can step into the ring with Rey Mysterio, magic. Oh my gosh, talk about 10 stars.
How much inspiration did you take from strong women that you would see on TV and film into your wrestling character as a young girl watching, like, for example, Princess Leia in Star Wars?
For me, I really got inspired by the guys more than I did females for some reason. I always loved bad guys growing up. I just always thought the characters stood out way more to me. So I always wanted to turn, like, the male energy into a female energy. So, like, for instance, like, my favorite wrestler of all time is Eddie Guerrero, and watching him growing up, I instantly knew I wanted to be the female version of him. So I think whoever inspires you, just be that, but yourself, turn it to what you grew up inspiring, but make it even more so you can inspire so many more other people. So I can't choose a female. I would have to choose Eddie Guerrero.
Well,
and my mom.
And your mom, did you say?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, mom is definitely the best inspiration a girl can have, for sure. As a girl that grew up watching wrestling, when we kind of got to the point of the female evolution and we saw things like the WWE women getting Barbie dolls and stuff like that, how much did that mean to you, having been a girl that watched WWE when it wasn't so much catered to girls?
Oh my gosh, that meant everything to me to get a Barbie doll. Legit. I mean, every little girl growing up had at least one Barbie doll. And I remember when I was a teenager and falling in love with wrestling and telling all my family members that I loved wrestling. Every year for Christmas, I would ask for a WWE action figure, and they would always just buy me a Barbie and not an action figure. I'd be like, what the heck? Do you not listen to me? I'm out of Barbies. I don't care anymore. But now, fast forward, now that I have a WWE-inspired, Barbie that's myself, It is so amazing to see because I don't just have one. I don't have just two. I have three of them. And it's just everything has been such a dream come true. My whole career in WWE has been nothing but everything I've ever dreamt of. So it's so incredible to see, and I just can't wait for more. It's just been amazing.
And apart from how great your matches are, every time you come out on a show or a pay-per-view, the other thing that we all say is, oh wow, Sasha looks amazing. Sasha has the most amazing gear, the most amazing clothes. So what kind of style inspirations do you take, and how do you put together these outfits?
I know, I really have been stepping up my game lately. It's been really hard. A lot of my inspirations becomes from hip-hop and what I see on like red carpets a lot of J-Lo, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, and of course just my own personal inspiration of just being Sasha Banks and then thinking what she would love to wear. Everything blinged out, everything to the nines, everything standing out. I make a lot of money, so I have to spend a lot of money to look the part.
And with your tag team with Bayley being over, if you had to pick someone else to team with again, who would you like to pick from the current roster?
I would have to choose Alexa Bliss.
Mm. Oh, okay.
So cute.
And who on SmackDown at the minute would you be looking at to give a title shot to next, if not Bayley?
I'm not going to choose that. I think as a champion, I'm going to sit back and sit pretty and let the SmackDown women show me what they got. Let me see who wants to face me first. I'm not looking for anybody in line. There's no particular order. I'll face anybody at any time, whenever. That's what a true champion is all about.
As someone that was really one of the pillars of NXT, how do you feel about how it's evolved now, and how do you feel watching it now?
I do not watch currently NXT, so I do not know, but I do know they have a lot of incredible, amazing women. I did get to go down to NXT during the summer and get to wrestle Shotzi and Tegan, who were incredible to work with. So I definitely would love to go back there again to tie up with any of the women down there. But I know they have a roster that is so stacked. But I just do not have the time because I am Sasha Banks, honey. And my Wednesdays are free for me. Thank you.
So 2 years ago, we had WWE Evolution. Is that something you want to see happen again, or do you think it needs to happen again?
It's something I absolutely want to happen again. I've been talking about it on social media. It's just something that I think was so incredible for the women and for the fans that I don't understand why there hasn't been a second one yet. But, don't say never in WWE. It definitely can happen in the future. But whenever that does happen, which I'm manifesting that it will, I think it'll be better than the first, because the first one was just so, evolutionary. It was incredible.
And with now you being the Grand Slam champion, what else is there on your wish list of things to do in WWE?
To be a shareholder in the WWE, to maybe take over Vince's job is a dream of mine. To be a general manager, to make billions. There's just so much more to do. In WWE, you can be absolutely anything and everything. So my goals are not stopping here just because I'm the Grand Slam champion.
When you won the SmackDown title, being a Grand Slam champion, how did it feel? Did it feel just as special as the other times that you've won titles?
Yes, it did. Just because SmackDown has always been one of my favorite shows. It's, where my favorites, where I grew up watching them on. And I always wanted to be on SmackDown. So to be the SmackDown's champion, and definitely to take it from, someone that I did respect at one point, Bayley, it's just amazing. I just have a lot of plans for this title as well, and just wanting it to be the most prestigious and the most talked about title within the company.
What do you think is the best advice you can give to any young girls watching at home that want to be like Sasha Banks when they grow up?
Any advice that I would give to any young girl or even young boy is to never give up on yourself and never give up on your dreams. You control everything. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, do not let anybody tell you that you cannot do it. Do not stop yourself. Do not stop your heart. I would tell every person in the world to follow their dreams, because it is the best feeling in the world when you accomplish something that you have dreamt about your whole life.
So having pretty much taken over WWE, and now I'm sure you're about to take over the acting world, what other, outside of wrestling, aspirations do you have, and what, like, could we ever see like a Sasha Banks album, a Sasha Banks fashion line?
You can see all of that in the future. I have plans for many incredible big things for myself. I'm really excited for the future. I've been stopping nonstop since 2020 to accomplish all my dreams that I've had since I was a little girl. So wrestling's not just the only thing, but you can expect all of that in the future. Yes.
So you were never on Total Divas. Is that something you ever approached about, and what would have been your feelings on that?
Yeah, I don't think Total Divas is maybe a place for me. I don't really want to do reality TV, but I think Total Divas is a great thing for the universe. It has brought in so many new eyes within the company, from celebrities, being on after the Kardashians has, brought in so many female viewers within the company. But personally for me, I don't want to be on reality TV.
Well, thank you so much, Sasha.
Thank you.